The Coyote versus Acme saga has been a really interesting one. It's the fake outrage of movie fans is never on display more than when they pretend to be all upset about a movie they never cared about before it got canceled. Coyote versus Acme was a movie that I was interested in, but literally in 2 years or 3 years, I don't think a single question on this show was ever sent in about Coyote versus Acme.
No.
Not once. Not once. Now, and certainly nobody was talking about the movie at all. But then when Warner Brothers announced that, hey, we don't think this is going to work for us, we're going to cancel the movie, all of a sudden everybody's like, I was dying to see that. Sure you were. And it's like, well, I mean, it's foolish. So then what happened? Warner Brothers said, like, we don't believe this is going to make us any money. We believe this is going to lose us money. It's going to be better for us financially just to shelve it and take the tax write down on it. Well, then they said, well, other people wouldn't have think. Okay, Warner Brothers said, we'll put it up for sale. We'll put it up for sale. Crickets. Nobody wants it. And all Warner Brothers is asking for was the production cost. $70 million. Not by Hollywood standards, not an expensive movie. And they're not asking for a profit. They're just, you know what? Just give us what we paid for it and we'll be good. Nobody stepped up. Nobody else believes in this film. Even though guys like Lord and Miller have seen it and said, this is really good. You know, the actors involved with it, including John Cena and others, have said, like, we're really proud of this movie. This is really good. But nobody's willing to put up the money for it. And it's $70 million. I mean, Lord and Miller themselves, like I love Lord and Miller, so this is just friendly. But I mean, hey guys, if you really believe in it, why don't you put up the $70 million and buy it and release it yourselves? Oh, you don't believe in it that much. Well, hope may not be lost quite yet. Because according to the writer, there are still some parties interested and discussions are ongoing. This comes to us from IndieWire that writes the following. After Warner Brothers Discovery seemingly dropped the final anvil, I like that, on the head of Coyote versus Acme, screenwriter Samy Burch is speaking out about the Shell film. Burch told IndieWire's Vincent Perella on the red carpet for the 2024 Oscars that the conversation is in fact ongoing about whether or not the film will see the light of day. As far as I know, it's ongoing, Burch said. I think we'll all be pretty heartbroken about it. We hope it will somehow find its home and not end up stuck in a vault for the rest of time. That would be a great resolution. So, listen, I am as curious to see this as anybody. Like I've been interested in this film ever since they announced it years and years and years ago. The premise is really fun. I love hearing like people like Lord and Miller coming, people who don't have any skin in the game. Because it's one thing for an actor who's in the movie to say, I want my movie to come out. Of course you do. But Lord and Miller have no skin in this game. And they saw it and they were like, this is really good. And that got me interested a little bit more. But at the same time, as Robert Meyer Burnett would say, it's not called show friends, it's show business. And they make these products to make money. And if it's not going to make money, and you can think, well, if we do this with our product, we'll get more money than if we do that with our product, then you do that. And I get it. And listen, I was hopeful that another studio would step. There were some whispers that Amazon was going to step up and buy it. And then apparently Amazon was interested, but they lowballed it. They offered like $30 million for it, which isn't even equal to the tax write-down they would get on it. So I don't know. Look, all other things being equal, in a perfect world, I would love for a Netflix or a Peacock or something, or a Universal or Paramount to come along and say, we think we can make a little bit of scratch if we put $70 million into this, $25 million into marketing. We would need probably about 250 to break even. We think we can get 250 million with it. Madam Web couldn't, but we can get 250 million with it. I hope that happens, but I mean, I don't know. I think this is one of those things where everybody says they want to see it, but no one's actually going to buy tickets. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Miracle Made. Did you know that your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep quality? If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Inspired by NASA, Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics and makes temperature-regulating bedding so that you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. When they arrived at our house, my wife Ann loved the feel of them so much, she couldn't even wait for me to get home to put them on our bed. Miracle Made has self-cleaning. These sheets are infused with silver that prevents up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. Miracle Sheets also have incredible comfort and quality. Miracle Sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. So go to TryMiracle, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Campea at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to TryMiracle.com/Campea and use the code Campea to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's TryMiracle.com/Campea to treat yourself. Anyway, Chris, the writer is saying there are still some talks ongoing, which means there is still hope. What do you think the chances are right now?
I think there is a chance this gets picked up because of the momentum it's gotten online. I mean, the proof will be in the pudding if it gets picked up and people actually go out to see it. I am one of those people who does want to see this. When we first talked about how this was being produced and it's based on that New Yorker article, I was really excited about this. I think it's such a charming idea. And much like how I want Wile E. Coyote to get his day in court, I want this movie to have its day in theaters. To see John Cena playing a corrupt Acme lawyer? Who does not want to see this? To have Will Forte just be his Wile E. Coyote's attorney? I think this is going to be super, super fun. This has also got a stacked cast. Lana back here has a huge, huge following because of All the Boys I've Ever Loved on Netflix. She has a really, really big, wide net she can cast and get people into theaters too, along with Will Forte, along with Lord Miller pushing this, along with John Cena. Come on. I think there is a lot of potential here, and I'm not sure why people aren't jumping on it if it is this great. I feel like this is a pretty ultimately low risk cost, but it is just coming at a very unfortunate time where because we had the strike, because now IATSE is possibly going to go on another big strike, studios have to be really mindful about how they spend their money. You know, we are still feeling the effects of it. We're having an incredibly small pilot season. A lot less films are being greenlit. People are being very, very choosy with what they're going to go forward with. And so I think that's the most unfortunate thing here is that you do have something that seems like it could be great quality, could have high return value on it. But do you make that initial investment in light of all the other monetary issues your studio could be having right now?
Here's the other thing they got to be worried about. At $70 million, and again, I can already hear some people saying, well, if you thought that was too much, you could make money on it, why did you greenlight it? Remember, this was a movie that was greenlit under the previous owners of Warner Brothers. This was greenlit under AT&T is who greenlit this. But if, let's say, I'm just going to pull a name out. Let's say Paramount decided to go, okay, you know what, we'll pay the $70 million. And like I said, even do a very modest marketing campaign. $25 million. All right. Very, very modest. So now you're sitting at around $100 million, right? When you figure theatrical cut, you know, you're probably going to need 150, 175 million to break even. Scream 6, which a lot of people liked. Anybody want to guess how much money that made? Worldwide?
140.
Close, 168 million.
Just
Godzilla minus one. That everybody's raving about.
Academy Award winning.
Academy Award winning. Godzilla minus one. One time. Academy Award winner. One time. You know how much money that made?
120.
I think around 120 or less. I did, maybe you can get the exact number.
Okay.
But it was just approaching. So like these are talked about, popular, have solid following movies. And their box office results would not equal profitability. How much did Godzilla minus one make? 106 million. So is there an argument to be made that Coyote versus Acme would come out and make 50% more than Godzilla minus one would? I don't know. I don't know. It is a risk. You're talking about putting up, this is real money. I mean, putting up $100 million.
Yeah. There's one man in Hollywood who could.
Who's that?
Christopher Nolan. We talked about this before the show.
Oh yeah, we will get to that in a little bit. Christopher Nolan today, easy. He could snatch that thing up and do it.
Pay for Wile E. Coyote, you coward.
Howard. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think? I mean, according to the writer, there are still some negotiations ongoing. That means there is potentially hope that this thing could at some point see the light of day. Do you even care? Do you have hope for it too? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave us your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.